Hello, my young friends, my dear students. Today's session is based on half theory and half numerical, especially on quantum numbers. So, without wasting much time, I welcome you all for today's session on discussion on the chapter structure of atom by taking some examples. Example number 1. From the following sets of quantum numbers, state which are possible. Explain why the others are not possible. Okay, right. N equal to 0, L equal to 0, M equal to 0, and spin equal to plus half. Okay. See, for first basic question is N should be an integer starting from 1. First shell is there, no? If N equal to 0 means then there is no shell at all. So therefore, the first condition itself is not fulfilling here. N equal to 0. Principal quantum number is not there. Okay. So therefore, this will not exist at all. So first is not possible because N is 0 here. Next, N equal to 1, L equal to 0, M equal to 0 and S equal to minus half. When N equal to 1, first shell, K shell. Okay. For N equal to 1, what is the L value? L can take 0 to N minus 1. 0 to N minus 1. So N minus 1 is what? N minus 1 is 1 minus 1. So L can take 0 to 0. L can take, so it is already taken 0. M is 0. Okay, this is possible. This is equal to sign, okay, not double minus, it is equal to sign. So this is possible. Okay, right. N equal to 1, L equal to 1, M equal to 0, S equal to plus half. Okay, right. When N equal to 1, L can take value 0. But here it is taking 1. Therefore, this is not possible. Okay, right. The fourth one, N equal to 1, L equal to 0, M equal to plus 1, and S equal to spin equal to plus half. So this is also not possible. Why? When N equal to 1, okay, fourth one, N equal to 1, for L equal to 0, M cannot take plus value. Why plus value? Because it is again what M value. When L equal to 0, it is 0 plus 0 to minus 0, like that. Okay. So, but here it is plus 1. Therefore, this is also not possible. For all these, you have to refer the theory part, all the 4 principal quantum number. Now, the fifth one, N equal to 3, L equal to 3. Can we have N equal to, for N equal to L equal to 3? I think no. Okay. So, this is not possible. Sixth one, N equal to 3, L can take value, okay, L can take 1, M also can take 0, spin can take either plus or minus half, it's plus half, therefore this is possible, okay, right. How many electrons in an atom may have the following quantum numbers? How many electrons in an atom may have the following quantum numbers? So, with this quantum number, how many electrons are there? Okay, that is the answer, that is the question. When N equal to 4, fourth shell, okay, then the spin is given minus half. Other information is not given here. Directly has given N equal to 4. When N equal to 4, according to the Bohr's theory, so maximum number of electrons in N equal to 4 equal to 2n square, 2 into 4 square, 2 into 16, 32 electrons. Okay. So when N equal to 4, 32 electrons you can accommodate with what? With plus half and minus half. Every orbital can take 2 electrons, no? One with plus half and one with minus half. So here 32 electrons out of 32, 16 are with minus half, one spin, and other 16 are with the other spin, opposite spin, minus half or plus half, whichever you take. Okay. So therefore, because of the condition m equal to minus half, that means we want in n equal to 4 electrons having only minus half, one particular spin. That means what? Out of 32, only 50% will have minus, 50% will have plus, or 50% will have the clockwise and the 50% will have anti-clockwise. That's the meaning. Okay. So therefore, so n equal to 4, 32 possibility is there. But out of 32, how many will have minus half? It is half. So 32 is half. 16. 16. Okay, right. Now when n equal to 3, we will not go for 2n square formula here. Why? Because n equal to 3 immediately has n equal to 0. When n equal to 3, L equal to 0, then straight away will come to know it is 3s orbital. Okay. So when you know it is 3s orbital, let us not go for the 2n square formula, because here he has not given any L value or the M value, directly spin is given. So we have gone to that calculation. But in the second case, when n is given directly has been L equal to 0, for n equal to 3, L equal to 0 means what? It is 3s orbital. 3s orbital can take only 2 electrons. So with the one half plus half other half. So maximum electrons that can be accommodated in n equal to 3, L equal to 0, that is 3s orbital is 2 electrons. Show that the circumference of the Bohr's orbit for the hydrogen atom is an integral multiple of the de Broglie wavelength associated with the electron revolving around the orbit. Very easy. This I derived on a small derivation when we started the Bohr's theory. Okay, no problem. Once again, it is a repetition. So according to Bohr's theory, angular momentum equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Therefore, mvr equal to nh upon 2 pi. So go for the cross multiplication. So 2 pi r equal to nh upon mu. What is 2 pi r? Circumference. So therefore, 2 pi r equal to nh upon mv r. mv equal to what? mv equal to nh upon 2 pi r by the cross multiplication. So let us take this as equation number 1. Okay. Now, what is de Broglie equation? Lambda equal to h upon mv, angular momentum. Okay. Or if you go for the cross multiplication, mu equal to what? H upon lambda. So both are in the MV. Okay. Therefore, when we compare these two equations, NH upon 2 pi are equal to H upon pi. NH upon 2 pi are equal to H upon 2 pi. H cancels. So what happens here? N upon 2 pi r equal to 1 by lambda. Or taking only the H, removing the H value. So N upon 2 pi r equal to 1 by lambda. So cross multiply. So n lambda equal to 2 pi r into 1, 2 pi r. Okay. So what is the equation? What he asked? Show that the circumference 2 pi r, okay, is equal to an integral multiple of de Broglie wavelength. So this is de Broglie wavelength. So in this way we can prove it or we can show it. Okay. Right. Calculate the number of atoms present in 52 moles of He, 52 units of helium and 52 gram of helium. This is very easy. So I leave it to you. That's why I have not written any answer here. Okay. So it is for you. So actually it is a 9th class question, but still sometimes for half mark we may get in the examination. Okay. Right. Now calculate the energy required for the process. Helium already it is in the plus 1 state, converting the helium plus 1 to plus 2. That means it is losing an electron. So loss of an electron. Okay, it is a ionization enthalpy like that. Okay. So the ionization energy for hydrogen atom in the ground state is 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 joules per atom. Okay, right. So general equation is for energy is 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 8 by n square into z square. Z is atomic number, n is the what? What is n value? N equal to say what? Uh, 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 this way. 1 square is there, no? That is n value. Okay, right. How many electrons? Right. Joules per atom. Now, for hydrogen atom, what is hydrogen atom? Atomic number equal to 1. So therefore, En equal to energy of the nth level, any level. Okay, it is any energy level. Okay, so energy at any level can be calculated from the above formula, where Z is the atomic number, N is the that nth level or energy level. Okay, right. So for hydrogen atom, atomic number is 1. So En equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 into N equal to 1. Why 1? Partial. Okay, right. Now it is already given in the ground state, n equal to 1. Okay, now let us calculate for the helium. So helium equal to same formula 2 because helium is what? Helium plus helium 2 electrons and it has lost 1 electron, it has become helium 1 plus. That means helium 1 plus is hydrogen-like system. So Bohr's theory is applicable for hydrogen and hydrogen-like system. So you can use the same formula for the helium plus 1 also, because it is a hydrogen-like system. Once again, I'm repeating. Therefore, for helium plus 1, same formula, En equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 by n square. So sorry, into z square. Z atomic number is 2 by that is n is given here. A hydrogen-like system with only 1 electron. So it is 1 square. Any level. Okay. So therefore, it is equal to 8.72 into 10 to the power minus 18 joules per 1 electron, which is already I written here. Okay, right. Now, lifetimes of the molecules in the excited states are often measured by using pulsed radiation source of duration nearly in the nanosecond range. This we learn in the higher class under the chapter spectroscopy. Timely he has given only information. So using this information, we will calculate. Okay. If the radiation source has the duration of 2 nanoseconds and the number of photons emitted during the pulse source is 2.5 into 10 to the power 15. Calculate the energy of the source. Okay, right. So what is the time duration? It is 2 nanosecond. Means what? In terms of second, multiply by 10 to the power of minus 9. So that gives you 2 into 10 to the power minus 9 second. That is the time duration. So using the time duration, we will calculate the frequency. So what is frequency? Frequency equal to 1 by t. Why I have taken? What is the definition of frequency? Let's recall. Frequency is how many times something happens or happened per second. We calculate the frequency of the bus from Gandhi Chowk to Sunny School or Gandhi Chowk to any area. In 1 hour, how many times the bus is coming? That is called frequency of the bus. Okay. Excuse me. Like that, frequency here in the sound or in the radiation chapter is how many times something happened per second or in 1 second. Okay. So here 1 by t means we are just counting how many times something happens per second or 1 second. Okay. That's why I have taken 1 by t. So 1 by time is given already in nanosecond. Sorry, in the second. Okay. Therefore, it is 2 will be in the denominator only. This will go to the numerator due to the law of indices. Therefore, frequency of that radiation becomes what? 10 to the power of 9 by 2 per second. Okay. Right. Now, energy of one photon equal to E equal to h nu. H is Planck's constant and already nu frequency calculated, right? So that gives you 3.25 into 10 to the power minus 25 second, right? Now this is the energy of one photon. How many photons are coming from the source? 2.5 into 10 to the power 15. So for one photon, this much energy. For these many photons, so much energy. Just multiply. That gives you 8.28 into 10 to the power minus 10 joules. So in this way, we will calculate the total energy using the number of photons and their corresponding frequency. And frequency is equal to 1 by t per second. How much happening? So all those basic information, if you know, aram se we can calculate the numerical. So please wait for the remaining session for the remaining questions. Till then, have a nice time. Thank you, my dear students.